Inside.
For clothes that Tristan lost. At Bold 3 Detergent Plus Fabric Softener.
I'm gonna start off strong. Like you were cellmates with Jordan Belfort, the Real Wolf of Wall Street.
I sure was. Yeah, I helped him write his book.
Republican Anthony Rogers has no previous political experience. Rogers, a comedian, is well known for a podcast called The Anthony Rogers Show.
Hey man, this is Tommy Chong, and right now you're listening to The Anthony Rogers Show.
Hey all you cool cats and kittens, it's Carol Baskin, and you are listening to The Anthony Rogers Show.
Hey y'all, this is Kevin from Candlebox. You are listening to the funny man, Anthony Rogers.
Hey, my name is Alex Sulkin, writer of Ted and Family Guy, and you're listening to The Anthony Rogers Show. Lucky you.
Hey everybody, my name is Frankie MacDonald. You're listening to Anthony Rogers Show. It's a great one.
Hey, it's your favorite comedian, Anthony Rogers, live in his tour bus, yeah. But also, you need to get a beard like this. People have been talking. They said your shit looks whack. It looks weird. They can't tell your pronouns. You need to get a beard like this right now. And the only way to do that is by using Luxurious Bastard Beard Oil. Great smell, great function, great everything. Just get this. And there's directions on how to use it if you know how to read. But use the link in the description. Go to the website. Use promo code LEGENDARY. Get a discount. Do it. Thank you. Bam.
That was the same intro you've seen for weeks now. Super updated here. But no, that was a really long intro. I'm sorry that our guests had to sit through that, and you had to sit through that. And all the people watching had to sit through. I feel like that's a lot to ask for somebody, to sit through that long intro. So thank you all for listening. I appreciate you all. So you actually found this artist. Do you know this? Have you seen this artist live? Or like, how did you stumble upon
a friend of a friend, someone I met on a porn set? Actually, I was talking about. I'm like, hey, I have this podcast. Like, I'd love to bring new people on. And he's like, oh, I have a friend that would totally be down to do this. And I'm like, okay, bet. Send me his info. So, yeah.
I'm always like, I hate that I have this like jadedness whenever I hear new artists. Like, I'll be like if someone will be like, oh yeah, like he plays music. I'm like, sure he does. You know, like I always think that about everybody. Like, but I listen to his stuff. It's good as fun. It's kind of a new take on some genres that already exist. I feel like, but it's like definitely fresh kind of sound. And like we'll watch some of the videos. We'll watch some of the videos whenever he's on and stuff. We'll just bring him in instead of like talking about him awkwardly the entire time. We'll bring him in. Juno, how you doing, bro?
I'm good, bro. That intro wasn't too long, man. That was dying. I don't know if you could.
You need it longer, dude.
Yeah,
we're gonna double it. We're gonna double it. We're gonna get it.
No, it was funny. It was good.
No, I always love inviting people to go on the show, and I'm like, you want to sit here for the longest intro ever, and while I talk about you for 5 minutes straight. That's like what it feels like. It's like knowing you're back there. I'm like, well, I'm going to talk about this guy that's here. I mean, he's probably a better source of the information than I am, and I'm just like talking about it as if I'm like some like source of information about you.
Yeah, no, but I was like sitting in the waiting room thing, like looking at you, just like high as fuck, getting lost in you talking about me, and like, oh, this dude seems cool. Yeah.
Tell me more about my music. That's awesome.
Yeah, please.
Right.
Yeah, that was cool.
We got some people telling us to buy Dogecoin in the comments, and then somebody threw for Juno also. Currently taking a shit, tuning in for Juno, so that's good.
Nice.
So yeah, Jake
multitasking.
wanted to do is Nikki, that's Jack, and Jack is not only a friend. Shout out Jack. Jack is actually my drummer as well.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Fuck
Bye,
yeah.
By government officials. So yeah, that's how I know Jack.
Before
I
you
got
play,
Nice. Hey,
sorry,
Jack.
dude.
I was just gonna say I got introduced to Jack, and then like 2 weeks later we were like on stage together. So it's like I love that dude.
Whoa.
It's like a unique
That's
relationship.
wild. It's like kindred spirit shit right there, dude.
Yeah, type shit.
I feel that.
That's awesome. So you said you're from Boston. How long have you been in LA now?
I came to LA August of 2022, so it's like coming up on 2.5 years now.
Nice.
It's been a
You're like,
crazy ride, man. I'm tired.
shitty.
You said what?
I said right when stuff was like still really shitty.
Yeah, I mean everybody since I've been here always says like, "Oh, you should have came before quarantine. It was lit before quarantine." So I just feel like I miss like whatever the hell LA was.
Well, hey, at
compared
least
to
you're
what it is now.
mid because you didn't get to experience it when it was cool. So now that it's trash and you're just like at that standard of like, oh, this is the new normal. Like you're not really like. Really
I mean,
missing-
think of it like as a kid from Massachusetts, it's definitely not trash. Like it's so much better. Like, you know, it could be 11 p.m. and I can actually like go get a sandwich. Like that's unheard of for where I'm from.
Yeah, true. It's like it was like cranked up to 11 and now it's like cranked up to like 9. So it's not like that bad, but it was like just a little bit better. It's okay though.
Yeah,
it's getting better. Like I was in Hollywood, and so like during Halloween, I was just like, holy fucking shitballs. Like there are so many fucking people out here. Like it was almost like too many people.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's like the most amount of people I've seen like in Hollywood or just like partying like in a minute, because I feel like so many people either like left or like they lost their job, so they couldn't even afford to go out for a long time. All the cool places that were popping shut down, and then like new places came in, so these new places had to like kind of start from the ground up, and so it's taken a minute for just the economy of like LA to kind of recover and like rebalance from that. But that's cool.
I mean,
So
I'm not even a part of the economy, so
you always like or
you know, I don't got no money, man. Like,
right.
What were you saying?
I said, have you always been into music, or like what got you into music?
So like yes and no. I wouldn't say I grew up like necessarily in a musical household. I didn't like have instruments growing up. My parents would try to get me to do like guitar lessons and shit. The big thing for them was like theater growing up. It was always like, oh, like get into theater. Like I feel like you would like that. You are funny, like acting, blah, blah, blah. I would just say no. But I always wanted to be Justin Bieber, like since 5th grade. When he came out, I was like, yo, I'm him. I'm gonna be him. And I my mom's camera, tripod. He said what?
I said, yeah, he's like your spirit animal.
I feel like he is. I feel like I'm many things on the inside, Justin Bieber being one of them. But I would like get my mom's camera and like sing to it and shit, like all his songs, trying to be him, like wearing the purple hoodies. So it's like that kind of got me into the idea of like making music and being an artist and being a singer, but not actually music itself. I didn't get into music until I was like 16, 17, just started like making beats on my computer and like making songs myself. I regret that looking back. Like I wish I got more into like the actual organic, like raw side of music. Like if I could shred on guitar with the skills I have as well, like it'd just be even better, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got to start it somewhere, right? You can't like be like, oh, I wish I had done it sooner.
Hi, Anthony. It's Frank MacDonald. I'm doing great so far. My dad, Frank MacDonald, made his latest song on SoundCloud. The title of his sound is viral on the SoundCloud Mystic Miss. He wrote his own song, wrote the lyrics all by himself. He played his own guitar all by himself and recorded a sound, master his sound. That's a lot of work for him.
That's awesome. And your dad's a rock star, is what you're saying too? Like Juno?
That means lots of heavy rain, high winds, and no rain on Wednesday. It's going to be a lot of heavy rain on Thursday night in Sydney, Nova Scotia, and Friday morning. In my area, Sydney, Nova Scotia, it's going to bring really cold air in Missouri in the end of the month. In the second half of November, there's a tropical hurricane Sarah might be heading towards Florida next week possible.
Yeah, they got another hurricane.
Hey, this
Hi,
is
Frank.
Juno.
Hurricane Sarah.
Hi, Frankie.
hi.
Nice to meet you. I think this is the best part
You
of
know,
my
I'm
day
Frank
so
MacDonald.
far.
Nice to meet you. Things are great so far. Last week, you had to do the show early because the election day down the States. You had to do an early show last week.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, is the weather gonna change now that we have a new president, or like what, dude?
That means that you'll hear about this. And once Trump gets in power, that means it's going to be a different, whole new ball game.
With the weather?
It's going to be worldwide.
Like
What do you think is going to happen?
That's going to affect the whole world. Even if they get a leader like him over in Hungary and over in Europe and things like this.
I agree. But what are your predictions for the Trump administration? What do you think is going to happen?
I'm doing great. It's gonna be a whole new ball game.
That's awesome.
I love that, Frankie. Holy shit. You're awesome, dude.
And
You're
I'm
awesome.
showing you Charlotte Street in Sydney right now, Anthony.
Nice, dude. Be careful. Don't get murdered out there, bro. There's no one there, dude. It's like a
There's
ghost
people
town.
walking out.
Fucking ghost town up there.
Wait, what's Compass, Frankie? Frankie, what's behind you? What is Compass? Was that a strip club?
That's the south right here. And when it comes from that's
Close,
north.
what? What's going on over there?
This is the south direction right there. And this is the north direction right here.
Where's the red light district?
Yes.
This direction leads to south. And the other direction right here leads to the north. And this is east. And that's west.
Whitney Howland, aka Couch Guy. What's up, Couch Guy? Oh my god, I think I dated you. I'm just kidding.
And did you hear about this? The Reverend's Day holiday was yesterday in Sydney, Nova Scotia, Canada, and the rest of Canada. Did you hear about this? American Thanksgiving's on the 28th. Anthony, are you taking a week off for Thanksgiving?
I don't think so. I think I'm gonna keep working forever.
Forever, dude. Forever.
Your Thanksgiving's on a Thursday, November 28th.
Yes, sir.
Interstate highways are going to be really, really, really busy on American Thanksgiving and things like this on November the 25th.
Are you gonna make us Thanksgiving dinner or what, dude? If we show up, like
My Thanksgiving was last month in October. My Thanksgiving Day was in October.
Yeah. I think Canadian Thanksgiving is a different day.
oh well, shit.
I miss Canadian Thanksgiving, so I guess So you're gonna come down here and cook for us though, for American Thanksgiving? I guess still good question. Still good
Then on
question.
November 29th is Black Friday. People will be people will be fighting over TVs and things like this, and computers and any electronics.
Yeah, they will. They should. They should, man. That's it. That's the most American holiday we have, I think. Is where you just
Black
you beat
Friday.
up
Black
everybody.
Friday's the best. Black Friday's the backbone holiday of America. That's
It's definitely.
It's the most American holiday in America.
I think it's the most welcoming. I think Black Friday might be the only holiday like people don't disagree on. They're just like, yeah, deals. We all fuck with that.
Everyone wants to buy shit for cheap, okay?
Of course.
That means the Christmas Eve is on this Tuesday this year. That means, are you doing the show on Christmas Eve this year?
You're doing a show on Christmas Eve?
No, he's asking me my schedule. I'm on Tuesdays. That's what no, I probably won't go live on Christmas Eve. I gotta do family.
Then on December 17th, there'll be the last Anthony Rogers show before Christmas.
Damn, you have my life mapped out, Frankie. You're freaking me out with all
freaking me out, dude.
Wait, Frankie, can you figure out what day I was born on?
Nervous breakdown, okay, dude.
February. What?
They
Frankie,
even
what
got the
day-
RGB lights can change all different colors. The RGB lights change all different colors. Now I got that. They can change a lot of different colors. The RGB lights.
What are we doing? Wait, what are you talking about?
The RGB LED lights, they can change all different colors.
I wish I could change different colors. Fuck. Yo, freaking us out, dude. Why are you making that fucking face? Freaking me out.
And did you hear about this? And did you hear about this? The next named storm is in her 2024 Atlantic hurricane season, Sarah. And Philippines getting hit by typhoon so far was really bad there. And California's getting Santa Ana winds. There's a risk of forest fires in California.
Frankie's been on that edible grind today too, Anthony.
And did you hear about this? I was on in Hot Water Show earlier with Gino Piscante, but Gino Piscante's doing great so far.
Who's Juno Fiscante? Gino Bambino.
He's the host of the Hot Water Show. Things going really well so far. And Chino's always doing a great job doing it in Hot Water Show. He's the host of the Hot Water Show on the Compound Media. Then I got Garrett and Steve doing his show. Same time as Anthony Rogers doing his show right now. Garrett and Steve. They're doing his podcast at the same time. Garrett and Steve is doing great so far. Christy Mayer is doing great.
Where's he at, bro? Just point
New
him
York
out.
City. Garrett and Steve and Chino Piscante and Christy Mayer. They're all New York City.
Oh fuck. Okay, well I'm not going over there to fight somebody.
You wanna watch one of Gino's music videos with us?
Garrett and Steve is doing his podcast in New York City too. So is Chino Piscante. They all live in New York City. Garrett and Steve, Chino Piscante. Anthony Cumia now lives in South Carolina. Chrissy Mayer's doing great. Whatever, Amy's doing great. Keanu Thompson's doing great. And did you hear about this?
Just slowly for me.
And did you hear about a new social media? Did you hear about the new social media threads? The social media, my threads is at Frankie MacD94. My Twitter is at Frankie MacD94. My Blue Sky is at Frankie MacD94. My Instagram is Frankie MacD94. And my Facebook is Frankie MacDonald. My link tree is Frankie MacDonald. My TikTok is FrankieDonald94. My Clapper is FrankieDonald94. My Snapchat is FrankieAmyCD1. My Clapper is FrankieDonald94. My YouTube channel, Dogs and Wolves, and my link is Frankie Donald. Best luck to you, Frankie Donald. You're listening to Roger Show. Best luck to you, Frank Donald. You're listening to Roger Show.
Bye, Frankie.
That was dope. I love that. I love that style of music. And it was like almost, it was like emo, like with like a side of like electronic, or I don't even know. Like that was
First off, who is Frankie? Who is Frankie?
Frankie's a weather guy. He's our weather guy.
He's like a famous autistic weather guy.
No, I've seen him before. That's why my jaw dropped when he came in the call. I was like, holy shit. Like, yo, he's great. He's great. I love Frankie. But yeah, I love that music video. That music video has a very special place in my heart, and the song in general. Yeah, it's cool for sure. It's not just like normal pop punk. It adds elements of like electronic and poppier elements, you could say.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. That's dope. So, how often do you guys do live shows and stuff, or like?
Yeah,
or-
we have a live show in 10 days. Yeah, 10 days. The 22nd of November. That's at the Bourbon Room in Hollywood. You should come to that.
Nice.
It'll be
Okay.
fun.
Bourbon Room is literally my house, bro.
You said what?
I said
It's right near your house. Oh yeah, perfect. Definitely come. Yeah, I like go through phases. I think there's like periods where like I was doing a lot of shows and then didn't do some and then did a lot. Kind of depends on at the time being for where I was, like what my friends were doing, and then from here on out, it's just kind of being like pickier, I'd say. As like bad as that sounds, I don't know. Just like I don't want to just keep playing the same shows like over and over.
Running yourself, like spreading yourself thin. It's like do the shows that are the most important that you like really want to do. You know? Like, as a performer,
exactly.
you get that because you can like overwork yourself and then just like, especially with just live performances, like it takes a lot of energy out of you. So to like do it all the time, it's like, oh my god, it almost makes it like you kind of like get overdoing it. You know, it's like
and doing. I think it's for me, it's less even about like actually just doing it all the time, and it's more like doing the same things. So it's like I love Viper Room, but like I don't want to just like play 14 Viper Room shows in a year. You know, like I'd rather travel or do something. Like for example, me and my friends like threw a show in Boston on August 2nd, and that was like probably like one of the best days of my life so far. Like a hometown show, brought my LA friends back. We like planned it all ourselves, and that just opened my eyes a lot to kind of like reach further, like reach for the stars, as stupid as that sounds, but like, you know, don't be comfortable with like just get whatever shows I can, and like I'm just trying to move past that point, I guess.
For sure.
Can I borrow some money?
The thing is, if you want to borrow the money, I'm gonna need to call Capital One to like undelinquent my account because there's nothing in the checking, so I have to go against credit. No, it's funny. I'm trying to figure out like how to like capitalize on the thing I do for sure. Because that's funny you say that. Like the thing, like saying those things, you think like, oh, there must be money coming in, but like openly, I can say like it's hard to like actually monetize a lot of these things, as you probably would know, as comedians and like entertainers yourself. So yeah, I've been as a 25-year-old right now. I'm trying to like just speed up that process and like really figure out how to like boss up fast, you could say.
Yeah, nobody has money like 25. I think. I mean, like that's what I remember being. I was like probably 28 before I fucking like did anything. I mean, I was daydreaming. You're further than me. You already have music videos and shit. I mean, you're way further. I know you're way further, man. Like than I was. I mean, it's and your shit looks legit, man. That video didn't look like some little kid shit. It looked like that actual music video. It wasn't some bullshit. Like you know, it was like the song was catchy and shit. I need to read. I'm more of a lyric guy. I need to go back and read the lyrics, but it sounded fucking good and stuff. But
yeah, it's that one's really cool. We're spelling out anxiety. It's like we made it like an acronym. And then made it like the reason ETY is in the parentheses is it's like everything that's you. So it's like all the reasons you give me anxiety. But yeah, I appreciate that, man. I mean, it's been a long journey to even get where I am now, I guess. Like it was bad for a long time.
What were some of the hardest things that you had to like overcome that like made you stronger?
On like a big scale, like feeling like you're in this world alone, that like no one believes in you, no one sees like what you want to do, where you want to go, especially starting out, especially having no skills or like money or good songs or whatever it is. Like just constantly like holding up that shield and like going against everyone, especially the people who care about you, who are like kind of like being like, what the fuck are you doing like right now and with your life, and just constantly being like trust. That was like the hardest part. And then like to consistently like have that mindset is like hard. I guess. Like even right now, like I've been in a rut like the past like month or so. And I've been like expressing it to my friends, just like, oh, like I'm the type of person who like waits it out. 'Cause I understand like one day, like I'm just gonna wake up and feel normal again, like feel how I want to be feeling. But yeah, it's like I understand it's never like I hate those like videos that are like, oh, you have to work 24/7, you have to be focused 24/7. It's like that doesn't happen. So that was like another thing to overcome, like understanding that like you're gonna burn yourself out, or I'll burn myself out if I just keep going. And like sleep needs to exist, like eating needs to exist. Like, being a human being, I'm a human being before I'm an artist. I'm an artist as a human, you know?
Right.
Or yeah, that makes sense. So that was like also another thing that was hard for me to overcome, because I like really went tunnel vision for a while of just like, this is all that matters. Like nothing else matters. Relationships don't matter. Nothing matters. Yeah, those are like the hardest ones, I'd say. And like, yeah, going through breakups because you're an artist sucks, but like whatever.
I think you have to. I think you have to think like that to get anywhere, man. Like to be honest, I think there's such high competition. I mean, I think there's such a. I mean, you almost have to. I mean, like, dude, I think you have to work really hard, like, to get anywhere. And I think like you have to believe in yourself, like Hiker believe in yourself. You know, I think it's not like. I mean, I knew I was never having a job when I was like in high school. Like, I was just like,
yeah.
I remember they're like, if you get really good grades, and you like do all your homework, you work in like this factory right over here. And I'm just like, I'm like, no thanks. I'm like, no thanks. How you said that Bieber thing's how I like saw Elvis. I was like. I remember everybody's like, "What do you want to do when you're a kid?" I'm like, that's an option. I'm like, being Elvis is a fucking option. Like the same. Like,
yeah, right.
I'll do that job. I'll be the king of rock and roll. It sounds awesome. I'll do that.
Literally, and like all to anyone who like is watching or will watch, I respect any path. I respect path with intent to be happy, right? So if that's through a job, go do that. Like as long as your vision in the future is to like be as happy in the best version that you can be and want everything you want, whatever you're doing, I respect it. But also kind of what you're saying, I don't understand a lot of it, where like in life you can like look and work towards like having one thing or like go do something else. One of them being like the coolest thing ever, like fulfilling all your dreams ever. Cool. And then the other's like the opposite, and people still choose that. It's just like mind-boggling to me.
You know what it is? It's a lot. I think it has a lot to do with like social conditioning, brainwashing, and just being in a matrix where like some people are stuck in this third dimensional reality and they're stuck with thinking within a box. And then people who are like breaking out of that are like creative geniuses, and people who are neurodivergent and just like think outside of the box. They're always going to bump heads with people who think within the box, because it's like they're not capable of actually imagining that as even being a reality for them. Like it doesn't even spark their brain to think I could be something else. You know what I mean? Like they don't even I could be. Oh, that's not even an option. I'm going to close 100%. My possibility of even thinking that's a reality and just going with whatever I'm told to do.
I think my parents were like that as a kid. Like I grew like that. They'd be like, "Well, you better grow up and like do this thing and stuff." I mean, and I think like correct me if I'm wrong and being too assuming, Juno, but like I feel like you're in that part where like where you like the way you're describing it. Like I said, I just met you. I don't fucking know, but like I remember being 25 and being like, I remember people being like, "What the fuck are you even doing?" And then having like no money. You're in that in between spots where like the money's not there yet, and then like no one's seeing it. So you're like, "What the fuck?" And then like, but no, I remember that time, man. That's all. The 20s are hard, man. I wasn't like
yeah, for sure.
No, I mean, I think
all the lessons when you're in your 20s.
See, I was doing the same shit you're doing. I just wasn't talented. Like I was like I was trying to do music too. I just fucking sucked at it. Went to comedy. Like
nah.
I'm not being real. I was trying.
Like,
well, I was being real. I tried to do the same thing you're doing. I feel like at the same age, and like I just like was like my generation's different. Like right now, you can make so much money in music. Like in my like when I was 25, like 10 years ago, like it was like that in between area where like Napster killed the internet, and like we're all trying to figure out how to get paid still. And like I worked for like a label at the time, even then we're just like I'm like President Martin, like we have no idea what's going to happen. And now with streaming and stuff, I mean, if you get a couple million views, you're getting $30K a year and shit. So I mean, it's like I mean, so you're making minimum. I mean, you're making. That's just off streams, you know, shows on top of that shit. I mean, there's so much money for a guy like you. If you should just clip your stuff, put it on TikTok over and over again.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if you are. I don't know if you fucking are.
I am. It just gets hard, man. Like,
It
yeah,
does. No, it's,
you know,
an artist doesn't want to do that. An artist doesn't want to do that.
like
You
what
need to do that kind of shit for you because, like, I could already tell you're like me, and you don't want to fucking do it. So you're never gonna fucking do it.
I hate
Like, trust me.
I
Like,
hate
go on
the
Fiverr, just hire someone to do that shit for you. It'll make it so
I
much
love
easier.
the creative
That's what I
process
do.
of it. Like the actual making the content is fun, but like
Yeah. Scheduling,
it's
posting,
tiring when you
It's like,
you like wake up, have to figure out how to make money, and then go make a song, and then like shoot 3 videos to plan to post, and then edit them yourself. You know, that's where like if I did have like some high school kid who loves video and shit, like that's where it would help because then I can put.
I got a guy for you immediately. I got a guy for you immediately. I have a guy for reals. I really
That'd be
want.
amazing. I will definitely like
Figure
message
yourself
you about
out,
this
because
after after the show.
for your entire company and your business. It's like you're doing like 10 people's jobs and you're expecting yourself to be able to keep doing it and bring yourself out and then getting mad while you're not succeeding. And it's like, dude, you need to like outsource for sure.
And I've said this like in meetings before, like definitely like maybe times where I shouldn't have said it, but I don't like care because it's like I didn't sign up for this. Like when I was 16, I was a kid like buying a microphone who just like wanted to make music. And I just bought the simple interface and a microphone. I wasn't thinking like, oh, I need to go viral. Oh, I need to have like a content marketing plan, this and that. Now I need to get a marketing degree on top of teaching myself mixing, on top of teaching myself production, and like something artists don't talk enough about, I think, or entertainers in general, is actually growing into the mindset of becoming a fucking entertainer. Like that in itself is so hard. To actually get up on a stage and perform is so hard. To actually believe in yourself, like, and get to that point is hard.
It's a completely other talent. Like, you could be great at making music, but like being comfortable on stage and like captivating people's energy, because it's not just like being entertaining. Like you have to capture people's attention and like command like the direction. It's almost like you're a director or conductor of people's attention and energy. Like definitely agree with that.
Yeah, I feel like that's the easy part. I feel like that's the easy part to me. Like it was a comedy. Comedy's not like music. Like music gets to like write like all this shit. I think comedy's I just mumble for 30 minutes. You know what I mean? I feel like that's like my art. Where like I think you probably have to put more shit in it. Like what's it take for you to do a show? Like I feel like that's the disconnect I'm having right now. Is you probably have more shit.
So it's less.
You have a full band and shit, or what?
Like, yeah, that's hard. I mean, like relying on the band to learn new songs, because my band. So like Jack's not in the studio with me when I'm making songs. Like I'll just be sitting here at my house making songs, and then send them to Jack, and then he has to learn them from ear on top of that. So like that's kind of hard. But no, I wasn't saying it's like the shows itself that's hard. What was hard for me, and I feel like other artists go through this, is growing from 16 to 25 into the mindset I'm in now of taking this shit as serious as I do. Like
gotcha.
That's like how I was saying, like going against my family and friends and just people not believing, like that is hard. So I was kind of going in to saying how it's already hard to do the content and plan the content. So it's on top of that, like just the emotional side of like being an entertainer can be hard because you feel like the whole world.
Thank you for that, because I've dealt with that and it's so hard. It takes a really strong fucking person to pursue past everyone putting you down and discounting your beliefs and dreams. Like most people would fucking give the fuck up. So good on you for actually pursuing it and like creating your vision into a reality. Like that really does take so much strength, you know?
Yeah. Thank you. It's like kudos to all of us here, you could say, but I mean, yeah, I always say that to my friends. Like it gets to a point, and I think I'm at that point now where, and this is with anything, this is with like tangible like product too. Like once you start producing like good enough product, it just becomes a time game where it's like you just can't give up. Like if your shirts are good enough, like they're eventually going to sell, just like outlast the other people making shirts, outlast the other people making the songs, especially in an oversaturated market where everyone's making a song nowadays. You can make a song on your phone. So it's like, as long as you like make.
Oh God, now it's like, did you even make the song? Like, what is even the song? Which part did you even
Don't even get me started. Yo, Suno.com. I'm going to put people on right now. I'm not sponsored. Suno.com. It makes songs for you in 4 seconds. You type a genre, you type a prompt, it writes everything. It's kind of stupid.
My buddy uses that for like for a TV show he wrote. Like he's just going through all he didn't want to pay a bunch of royalties and shit and bands and shit, so he's just making all AI music and shit. Like he wrote the lyrics and shit as a kid, I think. But like,
I mean, if you will have it make a beat for you, that's different. But like, I feel like there are people are making complete songs. Like they're not even really doing any of the creative. Like
I repeatedly tell him how soulless it is. I repeatedly tell him how soulless it is. Like every time he sends me a song.
How soulless it is.
If like here's the Say Hi song, I'm like soulless. Like give me soulless.
Yeah, no, it's
like every time.
It's. I think it's good. Like I'm trying not to be scared of AI as like a creative tool. It's just good to like work with it. Like I'm trying not to work against it. I'm trying to learn how to work with it. Not have it do too much. Not have it like take away the taste as well.
Right. Take away the soul from the music, you know, because it's like it really is like you're channeling that from your heart, you know, like you could, like you said, you could use it as a tool, but if it's like if it takes the soul, I feel like you could just feel the difference. There's music is so magical for at least the way I experience it. It's like I feel like especially learning about the occult and stuff, like you could use music to manifest. Like your words are so powerful, and like the music that comes through us is like I feel like we're channeling it from higher realms, or it's coming through us from in a spiritual way, right? Like at least for me, like when I've made music or sung, like it feels very spiritual, and I feel like you could use your music to manifest. Like you could write affirmations, and people have already started doing that and incorporating like frequencies that are healing and like putting subliminals, and like there's so much you can do. And I feel like when it's just a robot doing it all, it's like kind of takes the magic out of it, you know, like especially with lyrics and like all that kind of stuff. Like
I agree. I've had friends that say this as well, and I say this all the time. Like my songs come true. It's like weird. Like I'll write a song and then it like
that's so
it just
crazy.
comes true. But like it's always the ones you don't try for. Like it's not me saying like, "Oh, I'm rich," and then you're rich. No, it's like the songs that actually just come from your soul that you don't know where they like come from. You sing, right? And then like 2 months later, that shit's happening in your life. It's weird.
I mean, it's a real thing. Magic is real. It's just energy. Like people really took the time to understand it. It's like
life is magic.
It's literally just using your energy to like create your reality, because we all have that.
Like birds are magic. Everything's magic. I don't know. Like we look at like dragons in movies and we're like, oh my god, that never exists. That's so unrealistic. But then look at a bird. Look at a vulture. Like what? That thing is.
Dragons are very real. Okay, I'll tell you.
So we're talking about birds and shit now.
There's just higher dimensions, but like birds too. Birds are. I get a lot of spiritual messages from birds. Depending on like, you know, the type of bird or how many I see, like I always take that as a message from spirit, like telling me, giving me some sort of message, you know?
Yeah, I'd be overthinking it though. I see crows. I'll be on a walk and I see a crow and I convince myself that I'm gonna die like on my way home.
I see crows all the time. Crows,
I'm like, oh,
crows are actually good luck.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Hey, Anthony, you were asking me about like what I do before a concert. What do you do before a comedy set, or what do you guys do before like a comedy set?
Oh, you basically
like how do you prepare for that? Do you write jokes, or do you just get high and say fuck it?
You basically you drive really fucking far, and then you sit in the park, and then you make sure you're there hours ahead of time. Like I always make sure I'm there hours ahead of time, and I sit in the parking lot and I smoke weed for hours, and then I basically sometimes I bring my bus where I'm sitting in my own living room like smoking weed. While and other times I bring my Jeep where I just like I just smoke weed in my Jeep, and then basically just wait for my time to talk for 30 fucking minutes, and then I do that, and then I leave, and then I go to my Airbnb or go shopping, you know. That's my ritual. That's my ritual. I go find weird stores. Like I got this from like I was in some military town where all the military people sold all their shit after they got out of basic training to a surplus store. And I bought this badass canteen. I'm like, it's fucking the best canteen I've ever had in my life. And then like,
I was about to say thank you for your service, bro. I've seen you drinking from that this whole show. I'm like, was he a Marine?
Oh no. By no means am I faking valor. I bought this at a surplus store. I'm not. By no means am I pretending to be. You what?
Is Veterans Day today?
No, it's the day after Veterans Day. Happy day after Veterans Day. No, it's like no, this thing just rules. The best canteen in the game. Like the military.
It is pretty sick. It is pretty sick.
It's huge. I have like perfect water in there. Like, you know, I mean, reverse osmosis, bro. That fucking, it's just the best water, dude. And then it's so huge. I love that shit. But no, basically, I'm like, no, you just smoke weed the whole time. And like, I think you pretend to be talented.
Dude, I think I'd be good at this, bro. I want to do a comedy set. I really do. I feel like
dude,
I
I'm
could.
shocked every time someone says good job to me. Like someone like, dude, that was good. I'm just like, okay, well, thank you for thank you. They're like, you're the best. I'm like, I'm the best at this. I'm like, okay, I'm the best at this. I mean, that's just. I mean, to me, I'm just like, all I did was say like, and I don't mean to get us all canceled, but all I do is I'll say like faggot like 8 times, and then it was like, dude, that was crazy, dude. Like 8 times. That's so crazy, dude. And then they'll just like, and then like I'll sell them all T-shirts and hats.
Bro, it's like my 3rd podcast I've ever been on. This guy's gonna get me canceled.
Everyone watching and on this podcast disagrees with what I said. It's just only me. In my opinion's really. But
no,
it's,
I feel you on like the feeling like you don't do a good job, because like, yeah, sometimes I will hear what people have to tell me after I perform, and I'm like, are you sure you saw the correct show? Like, even my friend, they'll be like, oh, great job, that was like one of the best ones. I'll be like, what? Because you like black. I like black up there, not like actually like blackout, like, you know, like emotionally black.
I memorize 3 jokes and then I go up there and I just bullshit the rest of it. And then I just like, yeah, and then I'll look you up and like, and then I'll talk to people afterwards and like they'll be like, dude, I was like, dude, I love this shit. Like, I like making fun of Mongol bikers, like the outlaw, like this gang. And I was like, told him I was like, the coolest way to let everybody know you're gay is to buy a motorcycle. And I was like telling them that, and like, and then they would just like get all like. They would just laugh, and then like I was like telling all these like black people that like they haven't had a job since slavery and shit, and I was like high fiving them, and they literally just like high five me the whole time, and I'm literally just like walking down making fun of fucking everybody, like literally like making fun of people vaping, I'm literally just like insulting everybody, like bikers, black people, vapers, fat people. And we're going on the list. I told fat people they're not even people, even though they're like technically count as 2 people, but they're not really people. And I was like going on this like thing. And I'm like, you guys are the real they thems. You know, I'm like, oh, you guys are the real they thems, you fucking fat pieces of shit. And then like I'll just keep going and I go down this whole list. And like they'll be like, dude, good job. Like how you just like made fun of my mom was great. Right? You just made fun of me, dude. That was like really great, dude. Like good job making fun of me. And I'm like, all I do is just make fun of these people. And I just literally look at the room and just tell them everything they hate about themselves. And I was just like, all right, like, all right, teacher.
You're like a dominatrix, bro.
See, this is
yeah.
I'm just jerking off, making fun of them.
Thank you so much. Here's all my money. Like,
I'm just like jerking off, making fun of them, like just jerking off my own racist jokes.
Wait, why are you jerking off? Would they be jerking off?
I don't know.
We all are.
Oh, everyone's just jerking off.
It's comedy. You ever been to a comedy show? I mean, come on.
Hey, can I tell you something? I have never been to a comedy show.
You're not missing much, man. You're not missing much.
So I feel like I'm not. I like watch Kill Tony and I like chuckle, but like that's about it.
Well, that's because most of the people in Kill Tony are like autistic and don't know how to fucking tell jokes.
They're open mic guys. Yeah, they're like open micers, most of them. Not Tony.
Should I go to like the Comedy Store or whatever it's called? It's like right here.
Yeah.
It's right down the street from my house.
I've been there, done that.
I'm just like trying to actually laugh. I'm trying to die laughing. And I just from comedy specials I've seen on TV, I just like never die laughing.
They're too safe. No, the funny people get canceled. Those are safe people.
Too safe.
Like those are just safe people. Yeah, dude. I put so many layers. Like, dude, some guy tried to fight me. Like the last show I did in Cape, that shit was hilarious. Like I was telling him all rappers are gay, and he was getting like hella pissed. Like I was like every rapper's gay. And I was like just going through how they talk about fashion, how they dance and shit.
Kind of far,
and
right?
I was just being the dick though. Probably. It's probably
all his friends. Like what the fuck?
It's probably true.
It doesn't mean that they're all gay, but
it's probably true. But it's probably an honest thing. But he threw a napkin at me or something, and I was just like,
"Ow, dude!"
And I was just like, "What am I?" And I called, so I just like called him a faggot, like a bunch of. I was like, "You just dropped this, you faggot!" Like just kept making fun of him and shit. And then he went outside, and I'm like, I don't know, like comedy. Like, that's what I'm saying. I'm like a bad comedian. I'm not a good comedian. You know, I like Jeff Dunham. Jeff Dunham just has like a bunch of he's like ventriloquist and shit. He puts like all this like time into thinking. He's like, okay, I dressed this puppet in those nice shoes today. You know, he's like, look at my. And I just go out there and just like fucking make fun of everything, and that's the easiest way to do
Yeah,
it.
that's the shit that I like, bro. Like that's the shit that's like just how you're saying like there's soul in music, like that's like the soul in comedy. Like
it is making everybody
I'd rather
hate you in the room and then bring them back. No, you make them all hate you and then bring them back. I've turned the rooms against each other too. Like this one was like this was like Belleville, Illinois. Like there's like this like weird like center line down the room to where you have two rooms basically. To where like the stage there's like a stage and then there's like two rooms, but they can both see the stage. And I'll get like one side to hate the other side. I'm like, I'm like, dude, is the left side better than the right side? Or like, what side is better? And they're getting all mad and like riled up and shit. And I just go, that's how politics work, you fucking idiots. I'm just like, I'm like, does the right side think the left side they can beat up the left side? They're like, yeah. I'm like, does the left side think that? They're like, yeah. And I'd be like, that's how politics is. You fucking retard.
Divide and conquer. Right
Yeah,
there. You just visually show them divide and conquer.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
100%. 100%.
That's like what it felt
Bro,
like. That's why I love comedy.
That's what's going to you right now. Mic drop.
Yeah, literally. Bro, I was at a party one time. I was hanging out with this girl, right? And we went to the party. It's like late at the party now, so like I'm like kind of feeling nice, whatever. Everyone's having a good time. This dude walks in who's a comedian. Bro, when I tell you, I've never seen a person make a whole party hate him so fast. Like everyone hated him. He started saying shit to the girl I was with. I'm talking to him. I'm like, bro, what the fuck your problem? Like all this, blah, blah, blah. Bro, when I tell you, within 30 minutes, this dude had the whole party sitting in a semicircle, performing, making everyone piss their pants laughing, and I'm like hugging him, crying, being like, you're the funniest person ever, because he was a comedian. Like, bro, I've never seen some shit like this. It was hilarious, because like what you're saying, you're like, I can make a room hate me. Like, bro, I hated this dude. And then 30 minutes later, I'm like, this is the best person ever, like, to exist.
What was he doing that was making you guys hate him? Like, what was he saying?
Just like imagine like a 15-year-old boy in front of his crush at like a Beverly Hills party, where it's like, bro, what are you doing? Like, you know, like, why are you like spilling drinks on purpose type thing? Like, why are you like making fun of people like for just like so out of context for like no reason? Just like saying, I think it's because everyone was being normal, just like, you know, having normal conversation. Then he came in on this like dark ass humor energy. He was on a bunch of mushrooms and shit. So it's like, you know, like I don't blame him now, but I love the dude now. Like now, like I've
dude, but comedians are funny. Like even musicians though too. If, like performers in general, I feel like I was saying before, it's like you can really captivate an entire group of people. Like it's like you have almost this like power over the people in the room. And
polarizing.
I used to debump cigarettes. I used to debump cigarettes. That's what I use that ability for. That's all I use it for. The only I'm like married, so the only perk of fame is everyone else's cigarettes. That's the only perk anymore. I'm like, oh yeah, can I have a cigarette? I'm like, fuck yeah. Like, that's the only benefit.
You gotta be like a joke for a smoke.
Oh, no,
yeah.
No, just do it. I just smoke I just smoke everybody's cigarette. That's my sport. I go outside and smoke everybody's cigarettes.
Yeah. Maybe I should become a comic.
It's very similar, man. Except you don't have to be as talented, you know. So it's easier for you, probably.
You don't have to be as talented.
No, you don't. My favorite thing to do is like get a guy doing like fake sign language and shit. That shit's always fun. And you just have like a guy just like pretend like he's doing sign language, do jokes and shit. Someone tried to fight my interpreter too one time, like in the same town, in Cape Girardeau, Missouri. They tried to fight my sign language interpreter. It was weird. Like,
they're like, yo, why are you throwing signs up at me, bro? It's like, no, I'm like,
hey, just phone up, bro.
Yeah.
I don't like that shit.
Well, no, it's him on that time.
Or like, he only speaks in my language, or I mean, he only speaks in sign language.
Dude, yeah, no, that was weird. Like, no, I was making fun of somebody, and they got mad, but went to fight him because he's shorter than me. So instead of me, Because I'm like 6'2". I'm like 6'2". That's the same thing happened to the napkin guy. The napkin guy comes up and I'm like, hey, you dropped this. You dropped this napkin right here, bro. And he's just like, yeah. And he's like, he comes up to like act like he's gonna like fight me or something like that, and I'm just like 6'2", like 260 pounds. It's like, and he's just like, he apologized to me. And I was like, oh, I forgive you, man. It's a very, very honest thing to do, you know. And then he turns around, and sees the whole crowd just saw him do that, and then realizes that 'cause he's like trash. And then he like says he's gonna like blast me or something. I'm like, they're always talking about blasting dudes. Like, this is so gay. He's like, I don't even understand this. No matter what he said, I would just like 6th grade bully him into making it sound gay. Like, no matter what he did.
You're gonna blast me like all over my face or what, dude?
Like, we all got dreams. I mean,
Holy shit.
Because you're just like, who the fuck throws a napkin? You can go down the who the fuck throws a napkin tirade for like 30 minutes. You know what I mean? You're like, this guy really threw a napkin. He's like the most you can lift. It's like, great. This is a little bitch. So he's like, he's making the whole time. Yeah. He would have threw a chair, but he couldn't pick it up.
Bro, a 6th grade bully.
Bro, I love that shit. No, I love that shit though. It's like that. It's the funniest thing is like doing the least. My thing is like I want to do the least amount of work and get paid. Like, that's like my goals. I want to go in and like just basically. Andy Kaufman was the best of this shit. Like he like Andy Kaufman turned his entire set into like thanking the crowd. Like, you just got to be like, oh, thank you guys, thank you very much, thank you. And he just kept doing it. He did that for like 30 minutes. Yeah, he just got paid to thank the crowd. Like, I like watched that. I'm like, that guy's a fucking genius. He didn't even work. He just literally went out there and like, work. Said, thank you much. Like, oh, bro. And they paid for it. And people were there like in packs.
On his little ukulele.
Yeah. He'd read a book to people. He read books to people. He was just like he read like The Great Gatsby to people, which is the best, my favorite book anyway. But I think
bro, there's some people who actually get paid to do nothing though. Like, I think about this a lot. I think about this like more than I should be. I think like because then I think about how I become one of those people.
Maybe
that's the goal. That's the goal. Yeah.
That is the goal.
When I was seeing reels of this episode, I'm like, man, the best part's gonna be like Frankie like trying to self-promote over your video. I mean, he's just like throwing out every fucking social media he's ever used. Like he's like I think I got AOL emails somewhere. I got like fucking like he's just like got everything. He's like follow me on MySpace and fucking this. He has everything, bro. He's listed like 35,000 things. Because I want to get his opinion on your music. That's the whole reason I was doing that. And then he's just like still self-promoting over the whole song. And I'm like, dude, we're trying to fucking like, I just want to get his opinion on the music. That was like my goal. And then he waits till the end of it and goes, "You're watching the Anthony Rogers show," and then leaves.
Yeah.
I'm just like, you can't crack this guy. Like, you cannot crack that guy. Like he's uncrackable, dude. You want to be like,
yeah, there's nothing to crack, bro. That's like that's him. Like that's him. Just him.
Dude, he's so on point.
Is it?
He is. He knew where North was. He knew where true North was. Yeah, that was sick.
I'm just like, I'm like, Frankie, what's your IQ? And he's like, follow me on Twitter, follow me on this. He's like, dude, I'm like, this guy's a genius. Problem. He's like, he hasn't been wrong about the weather since we've had this show. And he also said one time an asteroid's going to hit us in like 2026. And I'm just like, tell me more about the asteroid. And then he just goes like, I was on this TV show. I'm like, bro, like, tell me about the asteroid.
Doing pretty good so far.
He hasn't been wrong, bro. I'm so high.
No, he hasn't, dude. Not on the weather, at least. Not in Missouri. Like, not in the Missouri weather. Because every time I ask him what my weather's gonna be like, he is right about it, like what it is for the next week or so. Every time,
bro.
And he knows it's
Taiwan has a storm coming. He said like 4 times. He was like, Taiwan has a big storm. Taiwan, big storm coming to Taiwan.
Yeah, dude, he knows it every time, and then he knows it off like just like fast too. I'm like, what about this? Like, I know he prepares some stuff, so I like ask him like Australian stuff. I'm like, what about Australia? Like, what about Ohio? What about this? I just like throw out random shit, and he knows it every time.
Bro, that's what I was asking. I don't know if you heard me. I was trying to ask him if he knew what day my birthday I was born on.
Yeah, he probably does.
February. Yeah, he probably. I was gonna ask him, and he probably could just be like, Monday. And just
I heard you. Yeah, he would have, dude. And if he wanted to answer your question, that's the problem. He's like, it's hard to get him to answer your questions. I'm like, hey, Frankie, you can't guide that guy. You mean like he's just like, I'm like, hey, what about this? He's like, I don't give a fuck. Anyway, this, I'm doing great.
Follow me on Twitter, Frankie _MacDonald.
Yeah.
Complete
just-
substance, like no fucks given. Like
No, he doesn't, dude. The only episodes I've seen him on were one where there's more than one porn star on. If you have 2 or 3 porn stars, like 2 or 3 girls on, he'll just sit there and stare at him and talk to him the whole time. He'll brag to him. He'll brag to him about shit he does, and then he'll just dude. I'm like, and my goal is to get him to bang Ebony Mystique. That's like my goal because that's his favorite porn star.
Who is that?
Ebony
Wait.
Mystique,
Is that
That's his favorite porn star, Ebony Mystique, and I've been trying. That my goal of mine is to get them to go on a date. That's my goal.
Oh, I know her.
I'll pay for it. I'll pay for the date. I'll take
mind.
Frankie and Ebony Mystique out. But I think
Wait, Nikki,
they,
oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was not saying anything important. You guys, brother.
Oh, I was gonna ask if Nikki knows Nina.
Nina who?
Nina L. She's the
Nina
one.
L. Oh, is she blonde?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not like
She's like she's friends with Jack. That's why I know her. Cool. But she like did a music video for us. It was cool.
Oh,
But,
that's badass. Fuck yeah.
my parents like didn't love it, but like whatever.
Your parents didn't love it.
It's like it's definitely not like
Hey, at
getting
least it wasn't a
monetized.
porno, okay? My parents didn't love that,
It was close to, I guess. But yeah.
It was
Yeah,
close to-
yeah, I bet, bro. Like what? That was probably a tough conversation at one point.
Oh my god. Actually, it wasn't a conversation. My cousin told me.
Oh, that's even worse. That sucks. That's
Yeah, I have these people in my family are fucking pieces of shit, dude. It's okay. That's why I did porn in the first place, to piss him off. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just so.
what does this mean? I couldn't do nothing. The instinct is to build.
But pissing them off definitely was a plus. Can't lie, that was a plus.
Shout out to Nina. Yes, sir, JQ.
Should we
Yeah,
wrap it
Nina's-
up? Is there anything you want to
Nina's
plug,
awesome.
or you want to like any shows or tours or anything that you're like want to promote?
No, just November 22nd. It's gonna be me, Sierra Cavallari, and Hey Duke You Suck, Bourbon Room. Tickets are like cheap as hell, $5. We're just gonna like have everyone vibe out. New song this Friday, and then a song the Friday after that. I've been slacking on
When'd
the
your show
weekly
again?
releases. But the November 22nd.
Okay.
10 days. So
I
next,
have free plane tickets. I'm gonna see what's up. I gotta use before February. Might check out.
dude, that'd be lit. Yeah, come to the show. It definitely gets lit if you look with the music. Like Duke and Sierra have like similar music as well. It gets like really cool for sure. A lot of people should be there.
Bourbon Room, right?
Yeah, Bourbon Room right on Hollywood.
Really like that venue. I was actually looking at that venue to start producing like comedy shows at. It has like a whole theater.
Yeah.
right?
So there's like two parts of it. There's like you walk into a bar.
The manager went right up to me. He's like, Alexis Sanchez? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, I went to high school with you. And I was like, oh, fuck. Of course, I like, didn't remember. I was like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah, they do a bunch of comedy shit in that theater.
Yeah.
And if anything, I feel like the theater is like more meant for comedy than concerts, if anything. It's like definitely like better to be a seat, like a sitting room, but
Oh, yeah, because
it's still fun.
Cool theater seats, yeah.
Yeah, it has like the booths and shit, but it should be fun. But yeah, other than that, like no tours coming, just a bunch of drops, like more videos, just a bunch of shit. Like
Cool.
everything's gonna be bigger, you know.
What's the name of your social media or like your SoundCloud and stuff?
Everything is OMG Juno. Everything on Spotify is just Juno exclamation point. Spotify, Apple Music, it's all that. But all social medias is just OMG Juno, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. Yeah.
Cool.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you guys like having me on. This is fun.
Dude, yeah, no.
I'm
sorry
glad
for
I wasn't the
mumbling.
only edible warrior today.
I was about to apologize. I was about to apologize. I'm like, sorry for like mumbling over everybody on edibles, but I think I try to keep this as professional as possible. The video looked fucking great. I try to keep this, we try to keep this. But I was literally just like, I'm mumbling over this fucking dude the whole fucking
No,
time.
this was fun.
Yeah, no,
like honestly, like we talked about like music and shit enough, but like fuck talking about that. I'd rather like Yeah, like smoke up and make jokes. That was way more fun.
Love
Sure, man. Frankie,
But I appreciate you guys. Yeah, and if you guys make it up to the show, just message me. I could just put you on the list. So let me know.
It's literally down the street, so
Definitely. Yeah, and if you make it out, that'd be lit. We could.
I literally have like $500 to use for United before February, so I'm like, I need to.
Bro, hell yeah, come out then. Come out.
Come out. Fly right back. Just like go see a show and fly back out.
That's some like rich person shit.
Yeah.
We can't cuss on this podcast actually.
What?
I'm just joking, man. Like, he's like, I would expect you.
What the fuck?
We actually can't cuss in here. Yeah, we can't do it. This is a weird thing. No, it's a weird thing. Like, I had this website called I don't know why I keep telling stories, but we said by like 5 times. But no, I had this website called killthegoat.com, and like this one guy like tried to like censor like one of the articles. Like I think we called like vaping gay or something like that. He tried to like change the article like because he had a vape sponsor, and like he censored the article, and then I made a fake ad above the ad like calling vaping gay, like still, and it was just like funny. It just made me laugh like how far like you could take like just the bullshit joke, you know, and like that was so edgy to people like for the last 5 years somehow. It's just to say that word, and it's so crazy that's like edgy.
Bro, I like don't say the craziest shit. I really don't. I have friends, you know who you are, that say wild shit, but like, bro, people think I say crazy shit because like everyone's just like, I don't know, it's like pussy. Like nowadays, it's like what? Like straight up, but like I feel you. It's funny because you can joke about them feeling butthurt about it, which makes it even better.
Yeah,
dude, it's so weird. It's like I would say a joke and everybody'd laugh, and then they'd freak out and look around and make sure they didn't get fired. Like, they're like do this. They would be like, "Oh shit, I laughed," and then they're like with their bosses at a table, and they're like, "Oh shit, they just see me laugh at that shit." It's so weird. You can't say words anymore. Like even like this one guy like called it I called him retarded, and he said I said the R slur, and I'm just like that's the gayest shit I've ever heard in my life. I was just like I couldn't believe I couldn't believe he even said that. It was just like I couldn't even believe he said that, like the R slur. I'm like, come on, man. I'm like handing you the N word on a silver platter. I won't say that because respect, whatever reason you made me think. But like all these other words, I'm like, I don't know. It's just weird you had rules on words. Like, okay, what words can I say on Tuesdays? Like, let me know the words I can say on, I don't know. It's just like,
sorry, Mom.
I want to call the next comedy special Anthony Says the N-Word. This is my next comedy special.
Holy shit. No, bro, that's genius. That's so good. That's so good with your face on it, bro. That's golden. That's a great idea, bro.
It would just piss everybody off. And then like I have so many like, dude, I love doing black jokes to all black people too because that shit's hilarious. Like you just like roast black people to an all black audience, and like dude, it's so funny, dude. Like I love.
Bro, I hope my boy Jazz is watching this in my living room right now. Like, and I know he'd be loving this shit. Like honestly, I'm gonna watch like one of your shits after this with him.
One of your shits, dude.
What?
Yeah,
the best one. One of the best podcasts we had is where Nikki was one of the first. This is where she became like a co-host. I think she's been on a couple times before there. Holy shit, that's weird. Facebook just hit me up. But I know it's so it was a weird thing. Like it was her and like this guy who was like he was like a physicist, right? So you think he's smart, right? You like think he's smart. Like 5 minutes into this episode, I realized a porn star is smarter than a physicist. I'm like annoyed as I'm like I can't even do this. I'm getting the fuck out of here. Like I had no respect for the guy at all, and she stuck on talking to him for the whole time. And then I'm like, that's honestly the right move. You need to go. That was actually cool. But you know, he was so boring and stupid, and I'm just like, I can't do this. I had to just laugh. I was like, I can't even. I don't want to roast this guy. He's like got a dream or something, you know. He's like trying to do something, you know what I mean? He's like trying to fucking like be a professor or something, you know. And I'm just like, I don't want like his students to like see this and me just roast him and shit, you know. But so I was like,
that would have been golden. Like,
it was so bad. It was so well. That was the time I was roasting everybody for like unnecessary reasons.
The coolest thing he discovered in science was basically that God exists in so many words. So I was like, "Well, do you believe in God?" He's like, "Oh, absolutely not. I'm an atheist." And I'm like, "Okay, so wait, what?" I'm like, "Did you not just explain to me like there's this higher intelligence that's like in the matter that we're like breaking down the fucking atoms and shit, and we can't explain why the energy's there?" He's like, "Well, yeah." And I'm like, "Okay, so like, What?
Dude.
It was so weird. And he was super atheist. Like, he was just like so close-minded to even the idea of something being more intelligent than him. And I'm like, okay, dude, I don't know.
Like kind of reminds me of one of my uncles, though. My uncle's like, I know the Red Sox are real, but I don't believe in them. Like, same thing. So
ideology on rant contradicts itself. Like,
that was such weird. That was such a weird episode. That's where she came. Because like, my buddy called this thing like I do the ejection seat podcast where I'll just leave. He's like, I would just leave so many times that people were boring. I just be like, I'm gonna go fucking do other shit. Because I would have like people at my house, or I'd be like doing something like while I'm like podcast. So I just be like, all right, and just leave. And then I would just like let it go on until they leave. You know what I mean? I'd like kind of watch it on my YouTube every once in a while and like see what was on and shit. But like I would just fucking leave and just be like if it's fucking boring, dude, I can't sit through this shit. Yeah,
so you would just leave. You would just press leave studio and your shit would just dip out, just be gone.
I probably still would if it sucked. If anything sucked, I probably still would.
Yeah, like sitting there, or the thing would just go off.
And she just straight faced it and just kept going with that show. It was like so funny to me. And like my friend who saw that episode, he goes, the only thing in the way of the Anthony Rogers show is Anthony Rogers. He was like, tell me how much better it got after. He was like, no, that was the best episode because you shut the fuck up for once. Like, we're doing this again.
That's the day you learned you're actually just a producer of your show.
Yeah, mostly. Yeah, no. Mostly, though. But no, it's like, I mean, I don't even, no, it's, yeah.
This shit's fun though. Me and my roommate like sat down the other day. I just got my phone, put that shit in 4K, set up my laptop, and we just sat there for like 35 minutes and just talked about random bullshit. He like rizzed me up and shit, like, you know, trying to work on his love language, you know. Got intimate.
Love
that. Yeah.
The Midwest is just like gay. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
That was mad funny. I can't say it, but I can laugh to it. You know, that's what I'm learning.
No, I'm just fucking around.
Shout out my manager for putting me onto like PR.
Yeah, my grandma was actually homosexual, so I feel like I can make fun of him. She's
Yo,
vibe. What vibe we kill Brian? What vibe did we kill Brian? Let's elaborate. What vibe did we kill? We're creating vibes right here, okay?
It's all about the love, man.
Yeah. What vibe did he? Was it the gay grandma or the intimacy between me and my roommate?
She actually preferred to be called a faggot, though. To be honest,
No.
She preferred to be called a faggot. No, she did. It's true. And like, if your mouth did,
my grandma kissing another woman.
Yeah, you don't know what.
I feel like I was actually in that video.
I just tried to make it. I just tried to live the life mom her grandma wanted me to. I'm trying to do the right thing. That's what she wanted me to. I got a phone holder shipped here. Aren't you glad you are? Like, this is the dumbest invention of all time. Is the fucking smartwatch? Like, it literally just notified me to tell me that a bike holder for my fucking a fucking phone holder for my bike is on its way. Like, thanks for that. I'm in the middle of a fucking podcast. It's like, oh, by the way, something was shipped.
No, but you know what it shows? It shows that some people like thrive off that. Like, some people like that. Like, some people get that vibration, see it, and are like, fuck yeah. I spent $400 on this shit.
Yeah, dude. But that's not the cool thing. Like, also, I'll be like smoking a cigarette while I'm doing a set, and like, I'm like, you filled your rings, you worked out today. Like, I'm literally like smoking a cigarette in Tennessee, like mumbling.
Getting a participation award or some shit. Like,
yeah.
Okay, like, wow, you're so special. You participated in something. Good job.
You lifted a Marlboro 17 times. Good job.
You did today. Congratulations. Like,
dude, that's how you trick your Apple Watch. Just double fist like a blunt and a cigarette.
That's the move. No,
your Apple Watch. This guy's going crazy.
Dude, it always thinks I do more than I do. It's always like you moved your legs today. Good job. It's like, it's fucking weird. Like, how many steps do you take?
Yeah, bro, Bro, I went to Italy for a show, and one of my friends has the Apple Watch, and he's like all about his sleep and REM, and he'd be like, "Oh yeah, I got 2.5 hours of REM sleep, and then 8 hours of sleep," and it's like that's such bullshit. 'Cause how the hell is that thing tracking how deep my sleep is? Like I don't believe that. I believe that like okay, it might know when I'm slumped, because I'm like not moving, but. Nah, the whole like REM and like your brain activity was going nuts.
You should pretend to fall asleep and just lay there wide awake.
Yeah, low key.
And then see what it says.
All night.
Watch your ass. Fucking poser, I knew it.
That's so funny.
Dude, you can like see the screen of the Apple. You can be like, yo, I laid there.
No, that's like a good social experiment. Like staying awake all night to see if my Apple Watch catches on.
I only like it because like I like the faceplate of like fucking the weather and shit and like the time. And then I like if I get a phone call and my phone's somewhere else, I could be like, okay, is that worth going to it? You know,
The ping is nice. The ping thing.
Yeah, I'll be like, I guess I'll go over there and answer my phone. You know, like, but yeah, and it's cool like swimming. I always had it on when I was swimming and shit, like getting drunk and shit. So I didn't fucking like go do it too long. Because I'd be like, yeah, man, it's like I'd be like in these resorts all summer, so I just be like,
is it waterproof?
Yeah, it's waterproof. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
No, but they can't all be waterproof. There's no way. Is that like an option?
Yeah, you turn it on, like you basically hang on, how the fuck? Where's the camera at? All right, you turn it on. I'm too high for this, but basically
Almost at 111 on the timer.
You press that shit right there, and then it makes it waterproof. And then when you turn it off, you do some weird shit like this, and then it spits all the water out of it, basically. That's ejecting water, basically. Supposedly, there's no water in it.
Ejecting water?
Yeah, it'll knock water out of the fucking supposedly again, but that's
Bro,
what
you're the type of guy that believed in like those titanium bracelets, huh? You were like, hey, you were like, no, mom, I'm getting like I stretch more.
I don't necessarily believe everything. I was just telling you what it said. Like, I pretty much assume everything's lying to me all the time, unless like most of the time.
Everything's lying to you all the time. Let's just assume that because it's probably a safer bet than like assuming that everything's not lying to us all the time.
When you realize like insults and projections is weird too. It's like they'll just be like insulting you, and I'm like, man, they just describe themselves like really loud to me. I was like, really, just like. That's like weird realizing now, like all psychological projections are like just how they see themselves in their most insecure moment is basically what they're doing through insults. So you like hear them, you're just like, they're like, I bet you play Dungeons and Dragons all day. I'm like, I don't even play video games. I play like they'll say some shit like that. I'm like, that's what that dude does probably. That's weird. Like,
Probably.
They'll literally just tell you what they do. Like what you did. They're like, what, you love this girl named Tara from first grade? It's like what? That's fucking crazy. You know, they'll just say like weird shit. Like, even that's
Tara from first grade.
They'll say shit like that. You know, they'll say their own reality onto you, man. Like it's weird. That's like all a psychological projection is. Like that's all an insult is. Because mostly how they view themselves in their insecure moment. They push shit off on you to feel better about themselves because they're not ready to see themselves in the true like light of who they are. So it's like really like they're just like de-evolved and like and I just use it to sell T-shirts. I mean, it's like I'm like oh yeah, you guys are fucking morons. Buy the shirt, yeah. And it's like speaking of which, you fucking idiots, you should buy a shirt. Actually, my wife left me and took the house and the cars and the dog and everything. So the more T-shirts I could sell, that really help me out in my current situation of life.
Is that true? Is that actually true?
Yeah, my last wish is basically to sell a T-shirt to everybody on Earth. So if you could all buy a T-shirt, me and John Cena would really like that a lot. So thank you very much. And I won't go to any more Epstein parties if you buy a T-shirt. So thank you all. Thank you all. I have to go. The money's tight. You guys aren't buying shirts. I got to go to these Diddy parties. I'm not trying to. I'm not fucking trying. I don't want to be there.
You work Diddy parties or what, dude?
Yeah, I don't want to go there.
I don't want to. Don't even go back. Like,
just buy some shirts so I don't have to go back. I had to peg Diddy last time. Like he wouldn't even let. I had to peg that man, and I really just wanted you to buy this T-shirt so I don't have to do that anymore. It's dramatic. It's a traumatic experience. I don't really want to talk about it.
Oh, this man's begging, bro. Just buy a fucking T-shirt, bro. This guy
please.
Everybody I love left me, so please just buy a shirt. That's all I have in this world. It's a shirt sale. All I have is merch sales in this world. There's this song, by saying anything called hang on. I think it was like you damn kids. Oh fuck! Let me get these lyrics. They're pretendable otherwise. Chuck. Molly, what the
Off
fuck?
in a minute because I'm exhausted.
Yeah, we
And
can
I-
get the fuck out.
I
We've been staying by for like 3 hours, I think.
A fucking train, bro, and then I took it to a fucking bus, and then I took it to a fucking. No, that's not really what happened, but
Sounded real. I mean, I was like going with it. It sounded like
I did sit on a bus for a while though. That shit sucked, man.
yeah, I was like these lyrics were like these lyrics are like hilarious. It reminds me. This is what it's like. This is what selling merch is like, kids. Okay, so it's like it sums it up in like a pop punk song that you guys might like. It's like if you like pop punk too, I guess. But it's like, you goddamn kids best be gracious with the merch money you spend, because for you I won't ever have rough sex with Molly Connolly again. And that sums up. That sums it up. It's like all you sacrifice for all this shit. You're like sleeping on couches, losing girls, fucking all this shit. Like, I have a dream. You better buy a shirt, okay? I'm guilting you into this. You better buy a shirt. We gave up everything for this, okay? I could have cured cancer. I didn't because I wanted to be a comedian. So
Well, the link's so good. Buy stuff.
Buy every shirt. Buy every shirt you can. Buy 30. Buy 30 shirts. Buy 30 shirts. All right. Let's get out. You're right. Now we get out of here. I just want to fucking. That Say Anything song just reminds me of selling merch every time. It's like, you damn kids better buy merch because I give a lot for this shit. You know, it's like get off my lawn and buy a shirt. You know. That's what it feels like,
Who is Brian? Who is Brian
I'm gonna go, guys.
Sofitel?
You guys have a
Who
great
is Brian Sofitel? Do you know him?
Oh, nope.
Oh, he left. Okay. Well, I'll let you go, Nikki. I appreciate you having me on.
I'll see you on the 22nd.
Peace.